Good morning. Women have been part of the Marine Corps for more than 100 years, but they haven't been allowed to fill every position. Just under 9% of enlisted Marines are women, but the female trailblazers we met hope that number will continue to rise. We embedded with their battery during a recent training exercise.
It takes minutes to set up and is one of the U.S. military's most effective weapons, allowing Marines to hit an enemy target up to 19 miles away.
It takes up to 6 Marines to load and fire this M777 howitzer. The Marine Corps says increasingly a number of those Marines are women.
241 verified.
Lance Corporals Juliana Yakovic and Amber Potter are field cannoneers.
Why'd you choose field artillery?
I'm a very physical person. I knew that I didn't want to have a desk job. I wanted to be out here training and getting down and dirty, firing the big guns, which is exactly what we do.
Me personally, I want a challenge.
Have you found that challenge?
I found that challenge.
Potter and Yakovic are among the 120 enlisted female Marines working jobs that were previously off limits to women under the combat exclusion law. Now, their artillery battery trains day and night for battle.
Has anybody ever treated you differently because you're a woman?
Oh, no.
No one ever has?
Nope. Honestly, they push me, motivate me, do better.
Post!
First Lieutenant Virginia Brody always dreamed of serving as a field artillery officer, but the law was still in place as she prepared to graduate from the U.S. Naval Academy.
It was so frustrating. It was like no matter what we did, we could do all the hikes, do all the physical tests, outperform men and women. It didn't matter. I knew there was nothing I could do except just wait.
You've thrown your hat in the ring several times for artillery, and all of a sudden, that combat exclusion rule went away.
Yes, so I was very lucky, right place, right time.
It would take more than luck.
1.7 verified.
Candidates first need to show they can meet the standards for the job in a timed drill.
Ready, 1.
To win a coveted position as a cannoneer in the Marine Corps, you've got to be able to prove that you can lift these 105-pound rounds, carry them, and place them into this truck at least 5 times.
I think it was more challenging for me to pass that test than it was for a male to pass that test, but I put the work in and eventually got there.
She was one of 2 women at the Field Artillery Basic Officers course and went on to graduate first in her class of 137. She is now the first female artillery executive officer.
What's it like to command men and women?
So I love being an executive officer. At the end of the day, they just want a leader who cares and someone who cares about their job and their well-being, and I don't think you can limit that to gender.
But she knows changing those perceptions may take time. In September, former Secretary of Defense Marine General James Mattis said the jury was still out on women serving in combat units, but that the Department of Defense was trying to give it every opportunity to succeed. Those critical of lifting the law say adding women to these units could hurt cohesion and prompt the Corps to lower physical standards. Lieutenant Colonel Kenneth Dalmazo says the Marines' new gender-neutral qualifications directly address that concern.
Regardless of your gender or anything else, can you perform the basic requirements of that specialty? That's what's changed. It's just adding that evaluation piece.
Since the removal of the combat exclusion rule, has this been a success?
First Battalion, I love the Marines, it has been. And while our numbers are small, I think the point is now it's available. So I have no doubt that you'll see, Lieutenant Colonel Brody sitting in this chair a few years from now.
What do you hope for the future of the Marine Corps?
Definitely more women. I'd like some more female co-workers. I want them to view everyone as Marines, and for there to be a female in a unit, for no one to think twice about it.
The Marines' gender-neutral standards were developed back in 2016 after a 9-month-long experiment where men and women were measured side by side in combat simulations. As for the women we profiled, tough as nails Potter and Yakovic, the Marines tell us their battery could be deployed within the next year.